cooking for my family, for my friends. Always happy, always laughter. Let's get together for a meal tonight.
Veal alla Francese is an Italian-American dish. It is simply delicious. This meal is sometimes called Vitello alla Casalinga. If you want to know what that means, which is something that is very close to me, you have to watch the video till the end. My name is Alex and I love to cook. So why don't we get together and make food fun again. These are all my ingredients. Some wine, plain flour, a little bit more plain flour for the sauce, cheese, dried capers that have been rinsed and dried, and the same with the peppercorns, rinsed and dried, eggs, garlic, the lot. It's all here. So let's start it. Let's get started. Here's my cocktail potatoes. They've been washed and rinsed. They're in the water now. I'm going to add quite a lot of salt. And what I am going to do, boil them until they're almost ready, take them out, pat them dry, and then put them in the oven at 200 degrees centigrade. When they're ready, they're going to come out of the oven, and I'm going to crush them, and then that will be ready to be served. The first thing I'm going to do is prepare the coating mix. I've got a cup of plain flour, which will go in there, 2 teaspoons of garlic powder, and a cup of grated parmesan. Give that a good mix. The next thing we'll do is we'll make the wet ingredients. Here we go with the dill. The wet ingredients will have dill in it, of course. So I'm going to finely chop that. So there's your dill. That can go into the wet mixture. So the dill's been chopped. The next thing we'll do is we'll whisk the eggs. There's 3 eggs here, and whisk them. What I'm basically doing, of course, is I'm putting a little bit of air into the mixture. As you can see, it's pretty good. It's running. So that's what we want. There's my dill, the whisked egg. In that goes the capers that have been dried and washed, the 3 tablespoons of milk, and a little bit of salt. There's my wet mixture. What we'll do next is we'll get the veal and we'll coat it. Sometimes when you crumb beef and you fry it, and then it comes out of the fry, sitting there on the plate, and the crumbs and the whole coating comes off in one piece, that's because the veal was wet before you coated it. So make sure you pat it dry. It needs to be nice and dry. I'll do one, and then now that it's been dried, put some flour on it, cover it with the flour and the cheese. As you can see, that's what you want. And then we'll just dip it into the egg wash. Make sure it's all nicely uncovered, and then you have the excess egg is dripped away, and there's one piece of meat finished. And there's the beef, been coated, it's sitting there marinating. Let it sit there for a little bit. I've got a lemon here that I've thoroughly washed. I'll trim the ends off, and what I will do is cut this thinly, because that will go on the meal. Yep, you guessed it, just a nick, a tiny little nick. And don't play around with knives. They're beautiful things in cooking, but they need to be respected. Okay, so we cut this in half and we'll juice it. We are going to fry the veal now. There's 2 on the go. Leave them there just nice and brown, and then we'll take them off. There's one side done, and there's the other side done. That's the colour that I want. The veal's done. So that can just sit there. So now we'll start building the flavours. First thing we'll do is we'll char the lemon slices that I sliced earlier. It's absorbed some of that colour, it's charred just a little bit. That's all we want. Work them for a few minutes until they're translucent. 4 tablespoons of unsalted butter. Don't be shy. So much flavour in this. I'm going to add the flour, not all of it. Maybe some of it. I don't want it to be too thick, I guess. I can always wear, yeah, that should be enough. We'll turn the heat up a little bit, work that flour, and keep your spoon flat to turn it, try and break up any lumps. Add the stock a little bit at a time. Put the temperature up. Where the sauce as you can see, I've put a little bit of stock in, a little bit at a time. Keep working it. Don't want it to be too quick, so I'll drop the temperature. So put this in again, put the temperature up, let it come to a boil and put the rest of the stock in. I know there's a lot of stock there, but it will reduce. So bring that to a boil, and then we will add the peppercorn and the wine. It's boiling. I'm going to add the peppercorns in now. The wine, just to cut some of that grease. I've tasted it. I've added the garlic, by the way. I didn't show you on camera. The garlic went in when the sauce started to reduce. So I'm going to add some pepper to it, about a teaspoon. Just that I've tasted it and I think it needs it. So I'm going to drop the heat again. And let's do another taste. Oh, wow, I love it. Next thing goes in is the lemon juice, the juice of 1 lemon. And as you know from previous videos, I hate lemon. We'll put in about 2 tablespoons of parsley. Mix that in as well. Now the veal's already cooked. So what I want now is I'm going to put the veal in. So it can absorb some of these flavours and to warm up, and we're just about ready to serve. I don't want it bubbling, I just want it to warm up. So I'm going to drop the heat. And remember those slices of lemons that I had earlier? Now they need to be warmed up as well, and I'm going to put them in. But when I serve the dish, some of those will go on the actual veal. Here's the serving plate, the potatoes are on there. I'm going to put a couple of pieces of veal on there. Those beautiful charred pieces of lemon that I did earlier. Plenty of sauce, smother the whole thing with sauce. Garnish it with a little bit of parsley. There we have it. How easy and how quick was this to make? Let me tell you, don't believe me, it is delicious. Vitello a Casalinga means housewife-style veal. What that means to me is family, love, respect, honouring the most important person in any family, and that is the mother, the housewife, the one person that keeps the family together. This is where it's really close to me. I love you, my mother. I always will, I always have, and I always will. Anyway, enough of that frivolity and that sentiment. Thank you for watching. Goodbye for now.
Easy, delicious cooking for my family, for my friends. Always happy, always laughter. Let's get together for a meal tonight.